Welcome back, or if it's your first time here, welcome to the channel. I hope you're having a great week. Today I want to share with you a tool that has the very real potential to transform your life. It's a process not just to manage difficult emotions or create balance, as I presented in last week's video, but a system to actually neutralize these emotions and let them go. A process to let go of a difficult emotion and have it be gone. Now, I'm excited to be here sharing this with you today. If you allow it, the next 15 minutes could change your life. My name's Dadley-Moore. I'm a family mediator and a communication conflict coach, and I've created this channel to share with you the knowledge and the learning gained from over 30 years of working frontline with individuals, relationships, communication and conflict. Before we start, I have a free mini course for you. This course exposes some of the unhelpful, unconscious human thought patterns we all experience. These are known as cognitive distortions. I call them the mind monkeys. And these monkeys, these thought patterns, they play tricks on us and they can make life very difficult for us. Now, the course introduces the 20 most usual monkeys. Watch it and get to know which monkeys like to play with you and how to gain back control instead of letting them run riot in your head. The link is in the description below. Okay, this process I've learned on many occasions from many different sources over the years, but nowhere has it been presented in such a complete and holistic way as in the book Letting Go by Dr. David Hawkins. And this video is based on the system of letting go that's outlined in the book. Truly, this book is one of the most profound books that I've ever read. Now, I can't remember when I found it or how I found the book, but I do remember reading it for the first time and going back and reading pages again and again and contemplating sentences and concepts over days, just like a good movie really will leave you thinking, and practicing his mechanism for letting go and for the first time feeling the freedom involved. Now, to start explaining this process, I have to talk about what David Hawkins outlines is the three major ways that we handle our feelings, and that is suppression, expression, and escape. So first up, suppression and repression really. This is when we push our feelings down and we just put them aside. Now, suppression's when you do that consciously, and repression's when you do that unconsciously. And this is really when you soldier on through your feelings. You just get on with life. And this often results in denial, and it involves in projection of others and blame as well. Now, that's the first one. Expression really, now this has become quite popular in recent years. This is when you vent your emotions or you verbalize them or you act them out in some way. Now this lets out some of the emotion and we get a release, the pressure valve gets released a little bit, but generally what we then do is we just suppress the rest. And unfortunately by doing this, you're likely going to dump your negative feelings on others, who in turn then feel the need to suppress and express and escape their own feelings. Now, the third, escape, this really is the avoidance. This is the backbone of the entertainment industries really. Alcohol, substance use, workaholism, and a lot of pursuits that end up in addictions. We're seemingly desperate to stay unconscious as humans really, terrified of facing ourselves. We distract ourselves with computers and phones and gaming and Facebook and YouTube and, you know, a few minutes silence really with ourselves. We make sure that's very rare, and for many certainly it's very uncomfortable. Now, none of these three, suppression or expression or escape, is the answer, none of the solution. Dr. Hawkins presents that what we all need to be doing is letting go of our feelings, allow them to move through us and let them go. But we just weren't taught this as kids, to allow our emotions to pass through us, so we continue to suppress and escape and distract. Okay, before we go further, it's important you understand a bit more about emotions. At a basic level, emotions are a series of physiological body sensations. That's what they are. Emotions are energy in motion, emotion inside our body. For example, a dry mouth, a tight feeling in the chest, a shortness of breath, a a flutter or butterflies in the stomach, this is a collection of sensations. It's an emotion that's often labelled as anxiety. Now, all emotions, body sensations, they're temporary. They're temporary energy running through our body, and emotions will only hold on to you if you hold on to them. When you allow the sensations to move through you, you'll experience the energy behind the emotions decreasing, and when you let go of the emotions, the dry mouth and the tight chest, then you also let go of the feeling of anxiety. And when you let go of the emotions, the thoughts attached to these feelings will also change. I mean, the reality is we don't cling on to our positive emotions. We just dive in often and experience them. We let them flow through us, even though we wish they would stay. But we don't resist them. We don't suppress them. We don't try and escape them. And that's why they come and they go, the positive emotions. But our negative emotions stay because we don't allow them to flow through us in the same way. By resisting them, we hold on to them. And when we resist our emotions, it's like they go into the garage and they start lifting weights. They get stronger. This tool's very simple to explain. So simple that it's easy to dismiss its power, really. Don't be fooled though. If you get strong at this and you use it regularly, it'll transform all areas of your life. So here we go. To start, you'd need to find a safe and a quiet space and move your attention away from all that's happening outside of you. And bring the focus, bring the attention to your body. Get away from your thinking and your overthinking, your actions and your distractions, and focus entirely on your body. Tune into the sensations inside you. What are you actually feeling in your body? What is the sensation? Importantly, this is not a thought-based process. You're not thinking about it as much as allowing yourself to feel it, whatever it is. It's all about being present and listening, not to thoughts and words, but to the physiological sensations in your body. Because these sensations really want to be heard. Find the sensation, allow it, feel it, observe it, witness it, accept it, breathe into it. Now, observing, witnessing, listening, what I mean here is that it's just to notice the experience without getting caught in the experience. To feel the emotion, to feel the energy in motion, but don't get caught up in the feeling. To be able to observe the tight chest and the dry mouth sensations, but not to get lost in the anxiety. This is to experience without reacting to the experience, really. This is about allowing the body sensations and the emotions, to accept them, to be present with them without judgment and without resistance. Because the sensations, they're not good or bad. They're not pleasant or unpleasant. They just are. Whatever comes up in your body, just let it happen. Let it move through you. Let it pass. There's nothing else to do. Just allow and to trust the process. And then when that starts to happen, what happens is the energy behind the feeling and the sensation starts to dissipate, and the body sensations, the emotions start to soften. And it's important we do this for however long it takes. The longer you stay here, the more you can let go. Now, this might sound too good to be true, but I assure you, it is true. As simple as this is to explain, it might be very foreign to you to tune in and listen to your body. This might initially be really weird or awkward, it might be difficult, but I assure you the effort's worth it. Don't give up. Commit to giving this tool daily practice for a week or even better, a whole month. It has the very real potential to transform your life. Through letting go, you'll move up through the scale of emotions from wherever you are to a higher state. And in the book, Dr. Hawkins talks about this scale of emotions, from down the bottom being sort of shame and guilt, up through sort of depression and grief and fear, to desire and anger, courage, acceptance, love, joy, and then peace. Now, please stay with me here in the video though. Don't leave yet, because there's more to this. Letting go is a choice. We have the opportunity to choose whether we want to hold on or we want to let go of our difficult emotions. And to let go, we have to want it. So whilst I've introduced the idea that we have to tune into our body and observe without judgment, without resistance, and let these feelings, these sensations flow through us, there are some other barriers that are in the way as well. And the first is that whilst we all know we can pay some huge costs for holding on to our negative emotions, if we're honest, if you're honest, and you look closely, you'll also recognize that there are little satisfactions that we all get, that you get, from holding on to these negative emotions. You have to be willing to let go of the benefits you receive from holding on to the emotion. There's a weird sort of twisted satisfaction that you can gain from anger or self-pity or resentment, or from being the victim, or from feeling miserable and unhappy, or the idea that maybe the way you feel might punish someone else. Second, you'll also need to let go of any resistance you might have to experiencing the positive feeling. It's important to identify the feeling that's directly opposite the negative feeling you're experiencing and stop resisting it. It's okay for you to feel happy. It's okay for you to feel content. Be open and willing to be happy. Be open and willing to be content. Letting go of the negative and stop resisting the positive. Now, another barrier, the absolute biggest barrier to anything in life at all, really, is the belief that it isn't possible. It's too good to be true. There's got to be a catch here. It'll work for others, maybe, but it's not going to work for me. Letting go is going to involve letting go of the resistance, letting go of the attachment to these thoughts. Years ago, I introduced this to a client. They advised me that their GP had given them the same advice. Just be with the emotion. Don't try to escape it. Just sit with it. She said, okay, I'll do this, Simon. I'll try it. And she left the session full of excitement. Now, the next week we met up and she said, Simon, it didn't work. And I asked her, well, what didn't work? And she said, well, sitting in the emotion. She said, I found a quiet space and I tuned into the feelings of my body, but they didn't go away. They were still there. Now, because there was no instant relief, she gave up. Your mind might try and make you believe it's not working. Don't take your thoughts too seriously. Don't expect instant relief. Don't expect anything. Get out of your thoughts and into the sensations and just be. Now, the only word of warning here is that if you're in a crisis, if you're experiencing overwhelm in your life, then this mechanism for letting go will be too much to do all at once. And in the book, Dr. Hawkins shares his thoughts on how to safely use this letting go process during crisis. Are you willing to imagine a new life for yourself? Give this a go. Give it some time. This tool is absolutely something that could change your life for the better. Don't let this learning fall into the knowing-doing gap. Something that you know would help, but you just don't do it. Like maybe drinking enough water, or getting enough exercise, or eating well, or getting enough sleep. Be kind to yourself. Give this a go. Again, its simplicity can be deceptive, and it almost disguises the benefit of the technique. This tool can set us all free from our emotional attachment. And look, if this really resonates with you, if you're curious to learn more, if you're intrigued by the possibilities here, if you really want to dig deeper, then get a copy of the book. You won't regret it. And if you really want a copy, but you can't find it to borrow or you can't stretch to buy it, let me know and I'll send you a copy. The message is here, this is so important. Like all tools, your use of this will likely be awkward when you first pick it up. Remember, progress, not perfection. Please share your journey with me in the comments below as well. If you've got this far, like the video. Subscribe if you want to be part of the growing community that's tuning in every week to level up. See you next week and be kind to yourself out there.